There's a lot of different ways that you can market your business, but if you're here today, it's because you want to learn the best one. We've only got 24 hours in a day, and that's why in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can generate daily leads and sales in your business with an evergreen webinar funnel. I have used this to build my list to over 100,000 active subscribers, and you can too. I'm super excited to share this with you, but first I want to tell you a little bit more about why I'm credible, to teach you a little bit more about my background. So check out this 30-something second introduction, and we'll be right back. Be sure to come back with a pen and paper, because these are the types of notes that work when you take action. And so if you're ready to take action in your business, you want to cut out all the fat, get straight to the front of the line, and learn exactly what worked, you've come to the right place.
Hi, I'm Eileen Harris, an entrepreneur and Cuban American. When I started as an entrepreneur, I had little resources, so I quickly learned how to work smart. I experienced lots of headaches and setbacks when I started, but today, everything is different. I've got clients in over 20 countries, I've traveled the world, and I want to show you how to do the same. In this community, you will gain amazing training and inspiration to build a business of your dreams and a great lifestyle to go with it. Whether you're an entrepreneur with lots of ambition and experience, or you have just started your entrepreneurial journey, you've come to the right place. Remember, you can have it all.
Hey, we're back. Let's talk a little bit more about building an evergreen webinar that sells for you daily. If you are not familiar with how to build a digital asset to grow your online business with a funnel, how to automate your webinar, what is a funnel? Let's take 2 seconds to dive in deep. First of all, a funnel is a process, a customer journey, a way that you take somebody from stranger to a customer. This is a way where you filter out people so that you're only spending your valuable time with people who know, like, and trust you, who need what you have to offer, who are serious, who are taking this seriously. And so I don't know if you've ever done this, if you've ever just said to people, hey, schedule a call, and a bunch of people schedule a call and they never show up. Well, if somebody signs up for free to watch my free webinar and they don't show up, that didn't necessarily waste my time. It's not perfect, but I can always follow up via email marketing. And so it's really important that you understand that in the beginning, you are going to promote to everyone who needs what you have to offer. Not to everyone. Posting is not marketing, okay? You're going to post to everyone who is your ideal client. Out of those people will self-select. That means they will tell you, hey, I want to hear from you, what you got there, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to opt in. They're going to give you their name and emails, usually what I ask for. Sometimes people also ask for a phone number to send SMS, text, all of that, but they are going to opt in. Once they opt in, that's where you kick in. You better over-deliver. Whatever you promise, you're going to share with them. This is where you are going to dive in deep, and you're not just going to tell them you're an expert. You're going to show it. And so that is super helpful. After that, people are going to need you to follow up. The average person needs to see something 7 times before they make a buying decision. And so this allows you to give people 100% of the information so that they can make a buying decision. This right here, this process is what differentiates people from being just popular and having a bunch of followers online versus actually being profitable, because you are guiding people through a process. And then finally, you can close them and onboard them. I say and onboard because that's something else that should be automated. You shouldn't have an awesome system to sell, and then once someone buys from you, it's like, ugh. It's like you went from a lovely Target experience to Craigslist, and you say, what's going on here? You want to make sure that your business is showing up and showing out. So let's dive in a little bit deeper into what this looks like, because I want to share with you some evergreen webinar funnel hacks. One of the things that you want to focus on, of course, is design, your topic and copy, your retention, your follow-up, and your offer. All of that is going to be really important. So let's start with the design. Yes, people need something before they are ready to give you their name and email address in their evergreen webinar. There are people out there that say, just have a simple title, a box for them to put their name, their email, and a submit button. Do not complicate anything. Do not scare people away. Just keep it very, very, very simple. At the end of the day, no matter what all these gurus tell me and what happens, you're going to know something by taking action. So you're never going to know everything before you do something. So my vote is, in terms of design, split test, opt-in pages, and headlines. So maybe there's nothing wrong with your design, but your headline isn't standing out to people. If you have trouble with it, you can use tools like copy.ai. You can also see how people talk. You can see how they ask things. You can truly say things to them that resonate with them. And so this is something that you need to do repeatedly. You can even do this and see which one of your social media posts is really taking off. What topics are people paying attention to? And no, viral memes do not count. I'm talking about educational social media posts. That would be a tiny version of a webinar. Did you do a live stream that people were so excited about? How did you share it? What topics did you share? What headlines did you use? And so never give yourself the pressure that when you're going into a webinar, you have to get it perfect from the first time. No one ever does. You just don't know what you don't know. What you need to do is roll up your sleeves and test. You've got to test so that you can promote your webinar. This is going to be incredibly important for you to succeed and capture the attention of the right people. That's something else. You know, as I always say, posting isn't marketing. You want to make sure that you don't just have people's attention. You want to have the right people's attention. Sure, quantity matters, but quality will always matter more. And so you want to get the attention of the right people. The next thing that you want to do is you want to split test opt-in pages and headlines and things like that as well. But when it comes to your copy, you also want to focus on retention. So let me tell you how these two are related, okay? So once people are in your webinar, don't think I haven't done it before, where I've actually split tested webinars. I've had 20-minute webinars, 30-minute webinars, hour-long webinars, and then webinars where I just spoke as if time was not an issue. And it was anywhere from 90 minutes to a couple hours. And I finished a training on time. So let's say the training was 30 minutes or something like that. I finished on time. So if you got to go, you can go. I'm not just expecting people to dedicate 2 hours to me. But because usually my evergreen webinars are actual live webinars I've hosted, I will stay on with somebody as long as they're there with me, and I will answer every single question. And if I've got a super analytical lead, or if I've got somebody who's vibing with it, they're enjoying it, let them watch it, even though it's evergreen. So don't just think you have to split test the design, and once you get their name and email, poof, you are done testing. Give yourself space to also test things. And so one of the things that I have done when I'm testing, especially the more lengthy evergreen webinars, is that I've offered a freebie at the end. So, hey, if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you this free workbook, or I'm going to give you this free mini course, or you're going to get this other thing. So whether people buy from me or not, there's an additional incentive on why they should spend time there. I have also done it live. I don't usually automate this because it's really hard to scale. But when I've done it live, I know that I have offered special things for people who can comment and chat all the way to the end. So I see them engaging throughout. I've had prizes that I've given away live. But when you're talking about an evergreen webinar, just having a freebie where there's a link on the slide that people can go to, then that's something pretty awesome. And if you want, you can even put it automated in the email. Then when they get the replay, this is your freebie. You can say in the webinar, tomorrow you'll get an email that has your link. And then that doubles as encouraging people to look out for your email. And so this is added value. They just got a free class, they got free tips, they get another free gift, and it keeps you tapping into that law of reciprocity where people are going to still continue to be super excited to learn from you. Once all this happens, you're going to want to follow up. And there's different ways that you want to follow up. You can follow up, of course, with email marketing. Email marketing is wonderful. Email is not dead. Email is spectacular, and you own it, okay? You don't own TikTok. You don't own Facebook. You don't own any of these other platforms. Not only can they kick you off whenever they want to, the algorithm can stop showing your stuff. They can shut down your ads account, but the whole thing can become irrelevant. So what if a platform where you've got all your followers right now is the next MySpace, which, no shade on MySpace. He made quite a bit of change from selling MySpace. So it's not about, do I like the platform or not? It's just, hey, what if something goes down here that's completely out of my control, not my fault? How do I keep in touch with these people? You better have that email list. Next, I want you to consider retargeting ads. You can have retargeting ads for people who registered, for people who attended. You can put the links saying people who have seen this page. You can have retargeting ads for people who went to your sales page. You can nudge people all you want. And I think in this attention media economy where everyone's distracted by a gazillion things, I don't think it's so bad. I don't think it's so bad. I think it's helpful. I think that they self-selected, they signed up for something, they were excited about it. And if you can nudge them without you yourself burning out or needing gazillions of people working for you to help you keep up with all these different leads, then why not? And then, of course, follow up with a live event. Keep emailing your email list and inviting them to live events. You can do them weekly, you can do them monthly, you can do live streams. Keep building that relationship with them because it gives you a chance to read their name in the chat, maybe something that you couldn't do if they hopped on to a certain webinar that was already recorded and they learned about your business and your brand that way. You can give away live prizes. You can just engage with that energy, see what their comments are, and so much more. And so that follow-up is extremely powerful. The money's in the follow-up. You do not want to ignore it. In fact, having an evergreen webinar is easy peasy. Anybody can automate something. But you want to automate something that converts, and something that'll help it convert more is going to be your follow-up system. And then, of course, don't forget your offer. You can have the most amazing webinar. You can have the most amazing follow-up system, and it's just the wrong offer, okay? You got to test your pricing. You got to test your call to action. Do people need to pay right then and there? Do they need to make a deposit? Do they need to schedule a call with you or a team member? Do they need to fill out an application form? Do they need to go straight to your calendar? I have found that different things work for different clients of mine in different niches. I've worked with people in over 100 niches. And so just know that you got to test your pricing, know that you got to test your call to action. And then you also want to test bonuses and deadlines. I have clients where it has really worked for them that a bonus is going away way more than the price is going up. It's almost like their clients were like, fine, I'll pay. That's fine with me. I'll live. And other people were like, oh no, I'm not going to miss this bonus. And this is the only way I can get this bonus, right? And so you can test your deadlines. Do people need 3 days? Do they need 24 hours? Do they need a week? How much? Because that also impacts how much follow-up you do. One of the things I did once is I remember, okay, the price went up, but after the price went up, I didn't go change my mind because I was like, oh no, I want to extend it. I hate that because other people, who knows what they had to sacrifice, what decisions they had to make so that they could buy by a certain deadline because I told them the price was going up. So when I say something is going up, I am dead serious, and it is what it is. But what I did was that even though the price had gone up, I jumped in with a whole other module or a whole other bonus. And I also extended that to people who had paid on time. I never want to penalize somebody on my list for taking action, okay? And so I did that, and those things went really well, and they were tested. And so you want to look at all of this. You don't just want to say, oh, I have the most beautiful opt-in page and everyone's opting in, and then just assume, well, nobody's buying from me because, oh, well, there's not enough time, the economy, this and that. No, this is something that maybe you can be in a funk, or maybe it's true once in a while. But at the end of the day, I just think it's lazy not to look at all these different options. And some people aren't lazy. They just don't know how. They don't have that trained eye. But if you find yourself making the exact same excuses over and over again without taking action and testing all these things, then that's great news, right? Because sometimes we just don't know what we don't know. So be coachable, take a screenshot here, take action. In fact, come back, tell me in the comments how this went, because if you work on all these different things, it will get better. People never just improve in vain. You will see it. And of course, just like farming, if you plant your seeds, don't expect to harvest the exact same day, because there's a lot of different elements. So your webinar could be amazing, but you need help with your advertising, or your advertising could be amazing, but your webinar is flopping, or your follow-up is flopping. There's always something that could be improved. It's usually not the entire thing. And even if it's the entire thing and it takes you a minute, who cares? Time is going to pass anyways. People need what you have to offer. You deserve to make your dreams come true. Just get to it already. And the less you quit, the less you have to start over, right? And so something else that you need to do now is to take action. So go ahead and do some research. You want to conduct market research. You want to survey people, especially if it's a brand new business that you're doing. Then go see what other people are saying, what conversations are being had in the comments on YouTube videos and comments and groups and so many other things from your colleagues or competitors in your niche. Then you want to test things, okay? Even if you go live on social media, test the topic. And even if you go live and you do webinars and nobody's there and you think it's just crickets, there's no way that you host 10, 20, 100 webinars and you're not getting better. you better believe I was so glad I made all my mistakes in front of a tiny audience, okay? If you're figuring out the tech of running a webinar, if you're figuring out your microphone, if you get nervous speaking, if you say way too much, okay? You are just like team too much and you're overwhelming people, that's okay. You're practicing, so be glad you're practicing in front of crickets, all right? You just have to keep showing up. Don't wait until you have a stadium full of people. Imagine if this was at your house, okay? If 10 people were at your house, you probably wouldn't ignore them. You'd probably be a decent or gracious or kind host. You wouldn't be like, oh no, I need a whole stadium like Beyonce or Taylor Swift. I need so many people. I'm not Shakira or J-Lo, so I'm just going to ignore these 10 people in my living room. You would never do that. I would never do that. And so you need to treat your webinars as if you're having a one-on-one conversation with somebody. You need to stop giving yourself that stress that you're somehow this major performer. And if you don't have a ton of volume, it's just not worth your time, because that's just silly, right? Even if we change one life, the entire webinar setup was worth it, in my opinion. And lastly, you want to perfect and develop your strategy and continue learning. I've got a playlist for you to watch and dive in deep for this awesome topic. And I've also got a webinar myself, wink, wink, practicing what I preach, down in the description below. But this is where I'm going to show you how I got customers in over 20 countries, how my ads went, how I built my list to over 100,000 subscribers, what pages were the most important to automate, what parts of my business are the most important to automate that help and work in the ecosystem of your evergreen webinar and your webinar funnel and your sales funnels and your online marketing and your digital marketing. You definitely want to check out that free class, okay? I give you really insightful things that took me years to learn, and you can fast track your success and learn them in just a few minutes. You want to go ahead and opt in now. I'm also going to share blogs and other free trainings. So you need to, learn and chill instead of Netflix and chill today. And remember, until next time, you can have it all and you can have it now. Hopefully we'll talk soon.